Hi everyone, this is Maya Zahira with Psychic Protection Sanctuary. And I just wanted to get on here and remind all of us that deep soul work isn't fluffy bunny. It isn't positive vibes only. Now, I want to be clear that we do need aspects of feel-good spirituality. Let's face it, it's really hard being on this planet sometimes, living life. We need those feel-good activities. We need times when we're focusing on hope and positivity. We need feel-good energy balancing sessions. We need the massage therapy sessions. We need the uplifting spiritual messages. We need all of that. But let's make sure that we don't stay fixated only on that. If you are really wanting to do your deeper spiritual work, your deep soul work, like down to the core, if you're wanting to do that, then you can't stay always up in the feel good. Now, we don't want to always, 100% of the time, always stay like down in the muck either. It's about balance. So in my work, I'm working a lot in the shadow. I help people with psychic protection issues. And so sometimes it's important for us to lift up out of that and do something fun, do something silly, watch a funny movie, focus on the positive. That's important. It's an important part of the balance. But I see far too many people who tell themselves that they are doing deep spiritual work, and meanwhile, they are really polarized onto the positive vibes only movement. And I will notice that anytime I say something authentic that's maybe not positive, like I'm having a less than positive experience, I notice that they always have to put a positive overlay on top of that. They get really uncomfortable with anything negative, and there's a reason for that. It's because they have, and I'll include myself in this too, because I used to be this way. I used to do the same thing, which is why I know what it looks like. They have unresolved stuff going on, and when they are asked to hold space and be present with someone else's pain, their unresolved pain gets triggered. And that's okay. I mean, it happens. But we need to recognize that it's not that the person who's sharing needs to be positivized. Like, let's just make them stop being negative. Say positive things. You're ruining my vibe. That we need to recognize it's not that person who's off. It's this person over here who is trying to avoid their deeper spiritual work so much that they're trying to control everyone around them to only be positive. So we need to really think, like, self-evaluate. Are we really doing the deeper spiritual work, or are we being surface level, positive vibes only, feel good only, in order to avoid, bypass the deeper work? And the thing is, just like with soil, like the deeper you go, the richer the soil is. And if you go deep into your work, into your inner soul work, and work through, like stay present instead of like bypassing into some feel good thing or trying to talk with some new cute person online because you're in self avoidance of being present with yourself. Like just stop and be present with yourself and go into the deeper wounds, the deeper blockages. What is it that triggers you? What is it that pains you? And what's underneath that? You can grow so much more as a person, and your gifts will expand and grow as well. If you let yourself stop being in this like surface soil, the positive vibes only, or the just hopping from one feel-good spiritual thing to another. Like if you just stop being in the surface soil and you go down further. And just like with this soil analogy, the deeper down you allow yourself to do your work, and some of it can get messy. Some of it, like, you can feel messy. It's just dirty. It can be uncomfortable. But think about how much more anchored you will be. When genuine difficulties arise in your life, will your mental health be able to weather the storm if your way of managing is avoiding anything negative? That's an honest question. Will your mental health, will the state of your mental health be able to survive a life catastrophe? Because let's face it, sometimes they happen. If your spiritual approach is positive vibes only, or just the surface feel-good approach, absolutely, if a catastrophe happens, like going to a funny movie and getting a massage, like those are going to be part of your self-care. You're going to need to lighten things up and to help you move through the crap that you're dealing with. But what I'm saying is, if you have never done the deep work, if you've avoided it all along, and then life comes and smacks you with a 2x4, it's going to be a lot harder to hold yourself together if your roots are here in the topsoil. You've got to go past the spiritual bypassing, fluffy bunny spirituality. It's time to mature past that. It's time to mature past the positive vibes only, where you're trying to avoid your own pain. It's time to put roots down, 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 anchored, so that no matter what storms come through, you will be a much stronger person. Much stronger person. So I just invite you to consider some of those things. Obviously, you can probably hear from the conviction in my voice. I really believe what I'm saying, but I also recognize everyone has a different way of seeing the world, and I honor however you see the world. But I also invite you to take in what I've said and just see if any of it resonates, and see if there's anything you want to do with it. Hope you have a very blessed day. And as always, I'm sending you all my love.